exciting news. Since today's kind of a brutal leg day, we're going to start on the ground. We're all going to take a deep breath, say a quick prayer, whatever helps you, because the legs will be fried. We do have built-in breaks, so on those breaks, do whatever you need. If you need to take a break while we're going, do that as well. But take care of yourselves. Make sure you're prioritizing mind and muscle connection. We're actually engaging the muscles in our legs, so if your joints start to hurt, maybe reassess, take a break if needed. That's why we're not using weights today specifically, but if you want to use weights, there's always options to add those in. I won't. I was going to, and then I decided absolutely not. So the priority for today's class is kind of a time-based workout, so I just want to encourage everybody to take things slowly. If it's time-based, it doesn't matter how many reps that you do, you're still going to be holding that for 30 seconds. So even taking it slower can help a little bit more as well. I highly encourage trying to take movements a little bit slower. It helps you feel the muscles a little bit more, but that's just me personally. If you feel the muscles by going faster, do that. We're going to start in a tabletop position with those cat-cows, just getting a hold of our breath before we lose it entirely. Go ahead and take a deep breath in. Arch the back, lift through the nose. Exhale, squeeze the core, bringing the ribs to the hips. Go ahead and keep doing this at a pace that feels comfortable for you. And if you have a watch, don't forget to start it. And this next inhale, maybe try to arch the spine a little bit more, lift the nose a little bit higher. And on your exhale, try to release as much air as you physically can. And we'll come back to that neutral spine. We're going to curl our toes directly underneath us, making sure our hands are directly under our shoulders, and we have that slight micro bend in the elbow. We're going to send our hips back and up, pushing ourselves all the way into a downward facing dog. I want you to try pedaling out your feet here as you slowly start to adjust to this portion of the stretch. You're going to feel a little bit more of a stretch through the backs of your legs. You might add in the upper body a little bit, just shifting side to side, feeling a slight stretch through the shoulders. Whatever feels comfortable for you. The goal here is just to find length through your tailbone. So we're bringing our seat bones as far to the ceiling as we can, and we're pressing ourselves back so that our ribs are hitting the tops of our thighs, or as close to it as we can. Take one more deep breath in, and we're just going to find stillness in this downward facing dog. Slowly trying to bring both of your heels to the mat if you can. If not, you're just stretching here. Just taking a nice hold. And on our next inhale, we're going to bring our left leg up into the outside of our left hand. Gently bring the back knee down. Just hold here for a nice lizard pose. You can rock forward and back. If you want to increase the intensity of the stretch, you can lift the back leg up as well. Option to walk those hands a little bit forward if you want a deeper stretch. Exhale, let's step back, downward facing dog, pedal it out. As we slowly make these transitions, just remember that mind to muscle connection. This is the warm-up, so you don't have to go too hardcore. We'll take another deep breath. Step that right foot to the outside of your right hand. Feel free to lower that back knee or keep it lifted, and just rock forward and backward. Another deep breath in. We'll step back, finding our last down dog of the warm-up. Not of class. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Couple more deep breaths. We're going to slowly ripple our spine forward, finding that high plank. Gently bringing down the knees. Uncurl the toes. Lowering through the hips. Gently lower to the belly. And press up. Finding a cobra. We're going to look over either shoulder as well, just to add a little bit more depth through a stretch here. And pushing all the way back. Go ahead and cross your legs. And we'll come to that seated position. Warm up is over. We're going to start with a little bit of core, a little bit of glutes. This is where we are finding our glute bridge series. If you need a drink of water or just mentally prepare yourself, that's cool too. But we're gonna lower all the way down onto our backs, vertebra by vertebra. Try to make sure that your heels are about hip width apart and that they're as close to your glutes as you physically can make them. You almost want to be able to touch both of your heels. That's just going to make sure that you're using your glutes throughout this portion and not your hamstrings. The farther you walk your feet away from your glutes, the more hamstring that you're going to be activating. I also want you to check in with your lower back. Make sure that your pelvis is tilted up and in. There's no space between your lower back and the mat. Our palms are just going to press into the floor on either side of our hips. And on your next exhale, I want you to press through your heels, squeeze your glutes. Feel the activation here, lifting all the way up into that glute bridge. Hips are as high as we can possibly make them as we feel the squeeze through the glutes. If your glutes shut off, I want you to lower a little bit further until you feel the glutes again. And then we'll lower back down, slowly rippling the spine, imprinting it all the way onto the mat. We'll do it again, though using those spine articulations, pressing up through the heels. Have a little iso hold at the top where we squeeze our glutes and lower all the way back down. Only a couple more of these. I just want you to get used to the movement before we add on here. Rippling up and rippling down. So we're lowering vertebra by vertebra, and we are lifting vertebra by vertebra. Really putting emphasis on the glutes. Last one. This time we're going to roll all the way up to the highest point of that glute bridge to where you're still feeling the glutes activated. Lifting our arms all the way up. We're done doing those spinal articulations. We're going to keep as straight as we possibly can. And we're just going to tap the tailbone down to the ground and lift back up. Still trying to keep these movements slow and controlled. We really want to make sure we have that mind to muscle connection here. This is too difficult for you at any point in time. You can always lower your arms back down to the mat and press through the palms a little bit as well. And if you feel like you really got a hold of this movement, as you reach the top of that glute bridge, try to add in a heel lift as well. So we lift the heels, we lower the heels, then we go back down into that tailbone tap. Lift, heels, heels, lower. Should be feeling those glutes here. If you're not, feel free to just lower your back all the way down to the ground, squeeze the glutes, and find your range of motion in this movement. Can be quite difficult for some people, so you just have to figure out where you're at. Paying attention to the evenness of that weight. Are you putting more pressure in your right heel or in your left? We want to have that as equal as possible, just to keep things even. Do one more deep breath in, coming all the way to the top. We're going to hold in that glute bridge and just lift the heels. Heels lift and lower. Chronic tension through those glutes. Lift and lower. Be sure you're not feeling this too much in your hamstrings. If you are feeling it in the hamstrings, walk the heels a little bit closer. Just slowly lift, incorporating those calves in here. A couple more. We're here for 8, 7, 6. Should have a little bit of shake through those legs. 5, 4, 3,
two. Last one, keep those heels lifted, and we're just gonna go into a glute bridge pulse. Halfway lower and lift. Lower and lift. Squeezing as much as we can at the top. Couple more, you've got it. For 3, 2, paying attention to that mind to muscle connection. Last 1, and we pulse it out. Lower an inch and lift an inch. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lowering all the way back down. If you need a break, feel free to take one. But when you're ready, we're going to take this all the way into our single leg glute bridge series, starting with that left leg, meaning we're lifting the right leg up to that reverse tabletop. Press through your left heel, squeeze the glute, and lift up. We're just going to press and lower. I really want you to feel the muscles engage here before we add on. Again, keeping that weight in the heel. Feel free to lower those arms down, press through those palms. We're here for 3, 2, last 1. Go ahead, and at the top of that glute bridge we're holding, we're going to extend our right leg, point those toes, bring it back to that tabletop, and lower the glute bridge. That's all we're adding is that leg extension. I want you to prioritize your left glute activation. Weight through that heel, but also keep your core engaged. Don't let your lower back take over here. Couple more. For 3, 2, last one. We're going to add on again if you feel comfortable, lifting all the way up. And as you extend that leg, we're going to do a heel lift with the left heel. Bring back to that tabletop and lower. Press, extend and heel lift, bring back and lower. Make sure you're prioritizing the steps of this movement as well. Couple more, you've got it. Last 1, we're just gonna extend, lift the heel, bring it back down, lower the heel. So we're staying in that glute bridge. Keep your hips lifted for 5, 4, 3. Lift those hips a little bit higher if you can. 2, last 1. Bring it all the way back down. No break. We're going straight over to the other side. Bring that heel close to that glute. Press through. Single leg glute bridge. We're just lifting and lowering. Trying to feel that activation for the right side now. You've got it. We're just going to take little breaths. For 3, 2, last 1, and we're adding on. Extend that leg and return. Lower the hips down. Lift, extend, point the toes, rebend, and lower. Glutes are really feeling it right now. 4 more to go. 3, 2, last 1. Add in that heel lift now. So we extend, lift the heel, lower, rebend, tap the hips. Only a couple more. For 4, 3, 2. Last 1. Keep those hips lifted. We're just gonna extend, lift the heel, and rebend. Keeping that lifted glute bridge. You've got it. For 6 more. And we'll end with a little bit of finisher. 3, 2. Last 1. Drop that leg. Raise up those arms one last time. Lift those heels, and we're just gonna pulse it out for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last 1. Lower down. Go ahead and hug those knees. Give yourself a breather. No more glute bridges, I promise. For now. When you're ready, we'll lift ourselves all the way back up. We're gonna find our tabletop series. Again, we're getting into those glutes. We're gonna find that 4-point position, prioritizing shoulders stacked over wrists, micro bend through the elbows, hips stacked over the knees. We wanna start with our left leg again. We'll give our right side a little bit of a break. Not too much though. I want you to extend that left leg all the way out, point those toes, and we're just gonna lift, exhale, inhale, lower. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Important to keep those toes pointed because that increases the activation through the leg. We are lifting through the glutes here. We're pressing through the shoulders. Make sure you're not hollowing all the way out. And you want that core engaged. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. 2 more. Last 1. We're gonna lift that leg all the way up and pulse it out for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Squeeze through those glutes. 3, 2, 1. Keeping that leg lifted. Don't drop it now. Going onto your right forearm, box out through your left. All we're gonna do is do some arc taps. So tapping our foot to the side of our mat, lift it up and tap it to the other side. Notice how the sides of your glutes are gonna be activated a little bit more. You might feel your right glute start to activate as well on your stabilizing leg. That's just because it's helping you stay balanced. Totally normal, you shouldn't be too concerned. Just keep that core on as well. That's what's keeping us stable, making it so the only thing that's moving here is that leg, minimal movement through the hips. Couple more. 3, 2. Last 1. We're gonna lift that leg all the way up. Try to keep it about hip height if you can. We're gonna bring that knee to our elbow, extend, exhale, drop the leg back down. Lift, knee to elbow, exhale, extending the leg, drop it back down. Couple more. We're here for 4. 3. 2. Last 1. We're just gonna bring that knee to the elbow. So no more dropping. We're just gonna extend, knee to elbow, extend, knee to elbow. Focusing on the quality of that movement. We don't need to speed it up to strengthen those muscles. Time over tension is what builds muscle quality. We're here for 3. 2. Last 1. Bring that knee to your elbow. We're going to extend all the way. Sweep that foot forward. Flex the foot and sweep back.
Point the toes, bring it forward, flex the foot, send it back. Again, leg is still staying at hip height as much as you possibly can. If you need a break, feel free to take one. Don't sacrifice your quality. Sacrificing quality is how we get hurt, and we don't want that. We're here for 3 more. 2. Last one, bring that leg forward. We pulse for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Leg stays up, send it back. We pulse for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop it all the way down. Since I'm not super mean, we won't go all the way into the right hand side. We're still gonna do some great leg work. Don't you fret. Go ahead and take a break here. Relax the hips, get a drink of water, whatever you need. And when you're ready, we'll go ahead and meet back. Find that tabletop, curl those toes underneath, shoulders stacked over the heels of our palms, and we're gonna find that downward facing dog once more. Just for a little bit of a breather and a break, pedal out those heels. Might find a better stretch through your hips now that we've worked them. And when you're ready, we'll walk our feet all the way to a standing forward fold. Gently lengthening through the spine. Another deep breath, rolling up vertebra by vertebra. Go ahead and reach up and overhead. I'm going to go through a standing leg series that you're all going to love so much. Go ahead and bring those feet to hip width apart. We're going to bring our hands to a nice prayer. We're just going to go into some simple squats, activating through the glutes, activating through the quads. We want to stay centered, so we're pressing evenly through our left and right foot. If you want a little bit more glute activation here, always press through the heels. But we want to keep our knees between the heels of our feet and our toes. You don't want to send anything too far forward. You don't want to hollow out through your lower back as well. Keep that chest lifted. Just take those deep breaths. We are hitting some tough movements here, some tough holds, especially with our lunges. So if you do need a break, definitely take those. Promise you won't miss out too much. A couple more. We're going to hit that right leg first, just for evenness sake. All we're going to do is lower down into that squat. Hold the squat, step back, finding a 90-90 lunge. Step forward, stand straight up. This is a quad killer, but it also focuses a lot on balance. I want you to try to keep as much weight in your right foot as possible, since that is our current working leg. Don't worry, you'll have the chance to repeat the same thing for the left leg, but right now, we're focusing on the right. We have a couple more. Don't give up on me now. Squeeze through the quads, squeeze through the glutes. Last one. We're going to lift all the way up. Send the hips back and down. Squat, pulse. Slowly lift up, slowly lower. Chronic tension through those quads. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No break. Step back. Find that 90-90 lunge. Inhale, press up. Exhale, lower. Keep that knee stacked over your ankle. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. It does get pretty spicy after this, so take breaks as you need. Not to say it's not already spicy, but you know the drill. I believe in you. Couple more. 3, 2. Last one. Adding on, we're lowering down into that 90-90 lunge. Step into a curtsy. Step back 90-90. Extend all the way up. curtsy. 90-90, you've got it. This is a balance challenge, but we have that extension for a little bit of a break. We don't have it for too much longer, so let's be grateful for it while we do. Catch up with your breath. 2 more. Last one. We're gonna stay low, extend those arms overhead in that curtsy. We're gonna go 90-90, straight to curtsy. You've got this for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last little burnout. Hold in that curtsy lunge. We pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay low, back to that 90-90. We pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand up. Guys, we did it. We only have the other side, but now we know what's coming. That can make it better or worse. We have a little break here. If you need some water, take it. If you need a stretch, do that as well. And I was gonna use weights today. Oh my gosh. Be thankful for that. A little bit more of a break before we hit the other side. We're gonna target the inner thighs a little bit more. So I just want you to find that wide squat and your breath, apparently. If you're out of it, let's bring our hands to prayer. Lower all the way down and press up, working the inner thighs. Still squeeze through those glutes. Keep that weight even. It's the same as that other squat. We're sending the hips back. We're not hollowing through the lower back. Chest stays lifted. You've got it. Since we haven't done calves enough already, we're gonna squat, sending those hips all the way down. Alternate heel lift. Option to extend those arms as you do. Lift back up. Lift the heel, all the way back up. Lift, lift, full mountain. We're here for a couple more. Taking those breaths, length through the fingertips. Last one, send those hips all the way back and down. We're just gonna lift the heels. Lift and lift. Give me 10 more solid seconds. We're gonna burn out those legs. We're gonna have an amazing arm day on Thursday. 3, 2, 1. Option to add in a pulse between either heel lift. So pulse, pulse, lift the left heel, pulse, pulse, lift the right heel. We're only here for 15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Don't hate me. Lift the left heel and we pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift the right heel. We pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And for funsies, we pulse center for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way back up. Give the legs a break. At least we can say I didn't lie to you this time. Today's leg day was actually hard. Go ahead and take a little break. We rest for 10 seconds. Get some water if you need to before we get all the way back to the other side. So we're gonna hit the left side this time around. And then we're gonna take it to the ground and repeat that tabletop series for the right side. So when you're ready, hip width stance, not that wide stance. We're targeting the quads and the glutes now. We're just going straight into that prayer squat. Lots of squats because we all love it. Press to the quads, press to the glutes. Take a break if you need to. We're in the final stretch of class. So now's the time to push yourself if that's what you want to do. 4, 3, 2,
Last one, we're keeping that weight in our left foot. Send the right leg back, 90-90 lunge. Come back to squat and stand. Lower, 90-90, squat, press. You've got it. After this, we have nothing else on the left-hand side. Isn't that so exciting? Just keep breathing. You've got it. We add on so soon. Last one, squeeze through that leg. We come back to that squat and we pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Immediately step back, 90-90 lunge. We go down, full extension. Lower, full extension. Knee is stacked over that ankle. Keep taking those deep breaths. Our chest is lifted. We're not hollowing through the lower back. Keep that quality. Only a couple more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's add in that curtsy. So lower, curtsy, option to extend those arms. Come back, 90-90, lift all the way up. It's a big movement, so if you need to break it down a little bit slower, you can. You might have better balance on one leg than the other. It's completely okay. Only a couple more. 2. Last one. We stay low, 90-90 to curtsy. You can keep those arms extended if you'd like. Only a little bit of a finisher after this. 3, 2. Last one. We're going to end on that curtsy and we're going to pulse for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back, 90-90. We pulse for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Standing all the way up, take a break. Standing series is over, guys. We just repeat the tabletop for the right leg. Then we get such a nice stretch. Hit some water. Do whatever you gotta do. When you're ready, we'll go ahead and take a big deep breath in. So just bend the knees and lift, reach for the fingertips. Exhale. You can take little side bends too. That's a good idea, actually. And fold over those legs. Forward, fold. You can walk your hands, you can pedal your feet. Just do whatever you need to do. Kind of bring the heart rate a little bit down before we get into the next step. Take another deep breath. I'm going to walk our hands all the way into that downward facing dog. Feel free to pedal out those feet again. When you're ready, we're bringing those knees all the way down to the mat. Our glutes are going to cry for help, but this is the last 5 minutes of class. So I know you can do it. Extend that right leg all the way out. Point those toes, shoulders stacked over the heels of our palms. We lift and we lower, pulling through the crease of our glute, making sure your lower back is not taking over. Pressing through the shoulders as well. Should feel like you're balancing your favorite wine glass on the top of your head. And you have a grapefruit tucked between your chin and your collarbone. Just trying to keep that neutral position. I know the glutes are on fire, but you've got this. 2 more. Last one, lift that leg and we pulse it out for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
2, 1. Drop it down onto that left forearm, boxing out with the right. We're going straight into those arc taps, tapping all the way in front of you. Lift and swing that leg, tap behind. Should feel yourself activating through the outer glute, so in your glute medius instead of your glute maximus, which is the big part that everybody wants to grow. Sides of your glute. Keep going. Couple more. See if you can get that arc to be a little bit taller, a little bit wider, making the biggest rainbow you possibly can. 3, 2, last one. Lift that leg all the way up, extend it out, bring that knee to your elbow, extend on the exhale, and drop it down. Lift, knee to elbow, exhale, extend, drop it back down. We only have 4 more of these. If you need to, just space out to the music. Finishing so strong. Slow and in control. Last one here, we lift. Just bring that knee to the elbow and send it out. We're no longer dropping. Knee to elbow and send it out. Exhale. You've got this. 4, 3, 2, last one. Extend that leg out. We're pointing our toes still. Swing it forward. Flex the foot. Send it back. Point. Swing it forward. Flex the foot. Send it back. For 3, 2, last one. Swing it forward and we pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep that leg up. We pulse it back for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the leg down. Take a break. We have a stretch now that we've very much earned. My watch is telling me I'm about to explode, so it was definitely a good class. Good job, guys. We're going to go ahead whenever you're ready and find those stretches. Coming in some cat-cows to slow down the breathing. Inhale through the nose. Send that breath to your belly. Arch the back. Lift the chest. Open the collarbones. Exhale. Squeeze the core. Bring the ribs to the hips. Should feel like there's a string attached to your back and someone's lifting you up. Everyone's breath is going to be looking a little different right now, so do this at a pace that's comfortable for you. Objective is to slow down the breathing though, so just gently working on slowing that down. Last one. Let's come back into that neutral spine. We're going to send the left leg back. I promise this isn't a workout. It feels really good to stretch. We're going to flex our toes, bringing that leg to the opposite side of our right leg. Send the hips back and just stretch it out. Feel free to look over your right shoulder if you want to deepen that stretch. And we'll come back to center. Same thing for the other leg. Send that right leg back. Flex the foot. Find a strong position. And then bring the foot to the outside of the left leg. Send the hips back. Feel free to look over that shoulder. Another deep breath in. We'll come back to center here. We're going to bring our left leg to the outside of our left hand. Just hold here for the quickest second possible. Just adjust to the stretch. When you're ready, we're going to push that knee outward. Nice stretch through the hips. If you want, you can increase the stretch by reaching behind you.
you really want a deeper stretch, you can also pick up that back foot, trying to avoid the hamstring cramps if you can. Opening up the chest, just looking for depth through the hips. Letting go of that foot, we're going to bring ourselves all the way back and down. Walking that foot to the inside of our mat now, and gently dropping all the way down into a pigeon pose. Trying to keep our hips centered to the mat below us and the wall in front of us. You don't want to wag from side to side here. Just want to make sure we have a deep stretch through our glutes since we worked them so hard today. You always have the option to walk the hands a little bit further as you adjust to this stretch here. We're just trying to keep the back as flat as possible. So if you're rounding out, try to engage the core a little bit more. We're going to walk our hands all the way back. Curl the right toes up and underneath. And step back into that downward facing dog. We'll take a deep breath. And we're going to step our right foot to the outside of our right hand. Gently drop down onto that back knee if that feels comfortable for you. You can hold here for a second. And if you're comfortable, we're just going to bring our hand to the inside of that right knee and press outward. You can stay here, you can reach back or reach up depending on what you're trying to stretch out here. You can even reach for that back foot if that feels comfortable for you. If you need the blocks for this stretch, you can. Give yourself a little bit more height support underneath your hands. Focusing on opening up the hip, opening up the chest, letting go of that back foot. We're going to step our right foot all the way to the inside and gently lower down into that pigeon pose. Again, keeping our hips in line with the floor and the wall in front of you. Try not to shift onto either glute. As you get more comfortable, you can always walk the hands a little bit further forward. Take another deep breath in, walk our hands back up, shift onto that right glute now, swing the left leg in front of us. We're going to lower it all the way down onto our back, pulling the left knee in, close to your chest, give it a nice hug. And as you exhale, we'll pull that knee all the way across the chest, cactus out the left arm, look over your left shoulder, trying to keep that shoulder planted on the floor as much as you can. Just trying to feel a nice twist through the spine. Let's come back through center. Same thing for the right leg. Go ahead and pull your knee to your chest. Extend out the left. Give it a nice hug. And we'll pull that knee over to the left side. Cactus out your right arm and try to look over your shoulder. And we'll come back through center. Take a deep breath in. Feel free to stay and stretch. That's all I have for you guys today. And it was a killer workout, but I'm so proud of you guys for making through it. And yeah, I'll see you all again on Thursday. Have a wonderful night. If you have any recommendations or suggestions, let me know. I can always try to weave those into class as well. But yeah, I'll see you all again on Thursday.